I just needed the me wagging over here. Okay, I'm excited. You excited? I am excited. This is my kickoff to my Red Couch conversation. It is long awaited, and just bend down and walk under. You know,
They gonna see me. They gonna see me.
oh my god. So we're gonna edit out. I'm gonna take all of that off because I didn't want nobody to see me walking.
So, just so I can give you what you're wanting, am I engaging you this way or more to the camera?
Okay.
Whichever way you want to, because it's a conversation. We're having a conversation. It's not scripted, and
Right.
you know what me and you do.
Right.
You know, you're the comedian of the group always. But we just wanted to introduce the Red Couch conversation, and we wanted to introduce Aunt, Mom, Basic Tribe Foundation, and the Red Couch conversation. I'm excited because I've started submitting grants for domestic violence, and it seems like they keep coming, and I'm like, God, I hear you, God, I hear you. So I wanted to talk a little about that and share where the Red Couch conversation come from. You know, of course, I'm not a therapist. That's your job. And a friend would always say, people always got something to tell you. We're going to your office to sit on the couch and let's talk about it. So I thought, let's just name it Red Couch Conversation and let's talk about it. So that's where that came from. And we can talk about whatever. We can talk about why I love domestic violence, working in domestic violence, because I'm a domestic violence survivor. In college, I dated a guy older than I was at the time. Well, and he would beat me daily. And so I understand the logistics that goes with domestic violence. And so if I can help one woman or one child, then I've accomplished a whole lot in my life. So that's that. And then when I started this organization, I see you, and you're across the street, and I go, everything's falling into place. So I want you to talk about what you do and how we're going to incorporate all those great services that you're going to provide. So that's about all.
Okay.
Let's go. All that'll be cut. So we start now. Welcome to the Red Couch. This is our first conversation on the Red Couch, and of course, I am Helenia Valentino. I am the founder of Aunt, Mom, Basic Tribe Foundation, and the Red Couch conversation. And this is my best friend from when we were little kids.
Yes, a lifelong friendship, absolutely. For those of you who don't know, I'm Andre Jones. I'm a licensed certified social worker, which means I have a bachelor's in social work, and I'm licensed and credentialed to practice independently in the state of Arkansas. I also hold additional trainings, education, and certifications in such things as marriage and family therapy, conflict resolution, family mediation, emotionally focused therapy, solution-based therapy. So, not to brag, but I just say all that to say I feel like I know what I'm doing. I've been doing it for a while.
How long you been married?
Coming up on 24 years.
I think you know what you're doing. To be honest, you know me. I just think my attention span too short. I don't know what it is. But anyways, thank you for coming and thank you for talking with me. And what we want to do on the Red Couch conversation is we want to bring victims of domestic violence to talk about it. You know, sometimes people just need to have someone to listen to them. And after they talk about it, I want to be able to refer them to you to continue the conversation and to maybe come back maybe 6 months later and tell me how's it going. You know, did the conversation help? Did the conversation hurt? You know, is there additional services that I can help them with. Some of the services that Basic Tribe do is we have a coalition called VIP, and it means violence, intervention, and prevention. And we also have a VIP camp for kids that are have been around domestic violence. We want to be able to stop we call it in our neighborhood, what do we call it? Generational curses. We want them to not feel like it's normal. It's not normal to be called out of your name. It's not normal to have someone beat you. It's just not normal, and we want to teach them that they matter and give them goals and some life skills. And so we do that on weekends. That kickoff is June 5th, where I have a group of kids come in and I get their vitals and provide them with food and some education, and then let them play and eat. But it allows them to be around their peers. With COVID, everybody's so separated. No one's around their peers anymore, so it makes it a little hard for the kids as well as the grown-ups.
And with all the great work that Basic Tribe is about to embark on, I just want to take a moment to honor you for incorporating an actual clinical therapy piece into it. Because so many times people feel like because they've lived an experience, they're now an expert in how to deal with it.
Yes.
And for you to take the time to say, I want to bring everybody in and kind of talk about it, too often that's what happens. They bring in and talk about it. And then it's easy to rip the Band-Aid off the wound.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? But sometimes you need to apply a little antiseptic in order for it to heal.
All right, now you better work the words. See, I know bringing you to the red couch. That's amazing. Exactly as I said, I'm a domestic violence survivor, and I am not an expert. What I can say is I do know the signs and symptoms of it, and I do know one thing that is a critical part of domestic violence and violence, especially in the Black culture, is the stigma behind domestic violence. The stigma behind domestic violence is what happens in my house stays in my house. And when we do that, we create this this paradigm or paradox of it's normal.
Yes, absolutely. And I'm so glad that you're doing the camp to speak to the kids and to teach them just because a thing has been normalized, just because your family functions in this dysfunction, different is possible. Better is possible. What you did worked for you because it enabled you to survive here. But the next person's situation, your skills may not apply.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
And so the thing about it is, like I said, I just want to honor you and just being mindful. Like you said, it's not about what happens in my house stays in my house, because if what's happening in my house is hurting me, it's literally killing me.
Yes. Yes.
I need to tell somebody to get some help. And it's also important to remember, domestic violence is not just somebody putting their hands on you. A person can be emotionally violent. A person can be mentally violent. A person can be spiritually violent. A person can be financially violent.
Hello. You better preach, Pastor. See what I'm saying? You just brought it all the way home. That is exactly what I, in my last position, one of my campaigns was stigma. And I would start off every speech with sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. And then I would say, but that's a lie, because words hurt. And domestic violence and violence starts with words. You're ugly. You're fat. You can't cook. You smell funny. My ex did it better than you. Those are all things that break down a person's self-esteem. And once you kill a person's self-esteem, you start killing that person inside, which means words hurt. And so for me, violence starts here. If I hear it constantly, if you're constantly belittling me, putting me down,